And welcome back to the OS World Cup 2018, the semi-finals, and the next match coming up here is a losers bracket matchup. One of these two will be going home today, and it is going to be a match between Germany and Australia. It's a big one. I am Doomsday, and joining me today is the lovely Kano. What's up going on, dude?
Oh yeah, not a lot, man. I woke up after a nap and saw the results of the Hong Kong and the Taiwanese match, and definitely very surprising because I did see that the score was in favor of Hong Kong when I went to sleep for the nap, and then complete turn tide. I was just like, what is this? Waking up to 7-3? Because I saw it at like 2-0 or 3-0 or something. But yeah, I mean, we've got one hell of a match ahead of us.
Yeah. I think, well, both teams, of course, just have ridiculous lineups this year. But I think the tournaments they've had so far have been, they've taken different routes, because I think Germany started out decently, but, you know, they were a bit slow to get going. For the last couple of rounds, they've just been ridiculous. Like, since they dropped down to the losers bracket, a switch has just turned on. Been playing so well.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, as you said, they did have a bit of a rocky start into the groups and whatnot, but I mean, Australia, on the other hand, they were looking really, really strong, and even still, like, despite having been knocked down into the losers bracket, they took it to tiebreaker in their last one to get down here. So, you know, these guys are also a force to be reckoned with. But both teams, pretty much, like, I'd have to say these are fairly even lineups. This is not like your traditional losers bracket match that you would expect to see. Like, two of these juggernaut teams in the losers bracket, this is exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit sad, actually, that one of these two are going to have to go out. I think either of these two would have been like one of the favourites to get top 3 this year, the way things are panning out. It's crazy that one of these two won't even be getting top 6. It's like, what?
Yeah, because I think both of these teams were actually seed 4 and 5 in this tournament.
I mean, Germany have always been one of the top teams in this tournament. But Australia, this year, it's been a huge year for them, and they'll certainly want to keep it going. Even though they've been a decent team in the past, they've been the high seed and even top, like one of the lower top seeds. This year, though, they really are stacked with the players they have. So certainly they won't want to go home yet.
Roster has definitely been stepped up this year in particular. I mean, in previous years, I think almost every time they've dropped out in groups, I believe. Not every single time, but most of the times we've seen them drop out in groups, or at least in round of 16. So this is, I believe, the furthest they've made it in quite some time.
See, what was the furthest they did previously? Because I think a couple of times they have gotten to the knockouts, but they tend to sort of just lose at that point.
Yeah, I think for sure they've definitely made it past group stage, but I can't remember which year exactly. I know that it was definitely a few years ago. I think it was probably when I started first watching the OWCs, maybe around like 2013, 2014 or something. One of their previous lineups did.
Them and well, Canada as well, both having excellent tournaments. We'll see how this one comes out on the map pool now. That's really going to let the sort of high-end, mechanically inclined players strut the stuff a bit more in both these teams.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's really enjoyable about both of these two teams as well is that you get to see a lot of the old players coming back at it again. You know, you've got the likes of Ugadi on this side of Australia, who's played in pretty much almost every single World Cup that I remember. And obviously you've got Dust Ice as many other names along with that, like old veterans sticking around.
Yeah. And so, you know, the ideal lineup you get is going to be a lot of those sort of newer players that have proved themselves in the year, and then you combine them with people that have played in the tournament plenty of times, so, you know, helps keep it all stable and keep nerves in check and whatnot. It's what you want, really, in your lineup. Like I say, Ugly has been in this tournament for a long time, so certainly he knows what he's doing, and he did very decently last week as well. He was one of the better players in the Canada match.
Yeah, and not only that, but also, you know, with Australia making it this far into the rounds, you actually get to see him shine a lot more, because in previous years, you know, you get to see him play on like a group stage pool. Usually does fairly well, but obviously if Australia doesn't make it much further, you don't really get a chance to see that kind of talent shine on these pools as well. So, it's really exciting to see that from pretty much all of these rosters, which do have
There's near 7-star jump mapping. Things like Shinso Shintoro on there. Maps
and
like
you've even
that.
got Neko Samurai as well, which is also another really, really tricky alternate and also rhythm based pick. You got a lot of 1/6 bursts in there as well to really get that finger control going. Oh, so this actually does appear to be a different warm-up. Ooh, I'm looking forward to something new.
Oh.
Could be mistaken, but this actually looks like a Vice City background.
He wouldn't be far off the mark, I think. a hacker at the start of like a rugby match. You got to get into your opponent's head.
And it's always intimidating watching those on television. With ridiculous 99.65 act. But yeah, they are well warm. Based on their warm-ups at least.
Oh.
Now we've got the Australian warm-up coming in.
Hang on, how many times did they pick this?
I think they've picked it every single time. I think this is just, their one traditional thing, which, you can't go wrong. If you've got something that you've got set in stone for OWC, you may as well just go. It's good to see some teams that mix it up. Good to see some people who are trying to stick with their tradition. Either way, you can't blame them.
Ain't no harm in tradition. If it ain't broke, it's... Old JoJo.
Yeah, the Australians have pretty much adopted JoJo in their life.
Oh right, yeah. Isn't there like advertised collab with JoJo as well between the Australian team? I think it is.
Yeah, the entire collab is all JoJo. It's actually a really interesting collab because I think it takes the artwork, and not only that, but it has like these little banners, and all of the names are actually handwritten on each of the avatars.
Oh,
handwritten with tablet.
Fighting! Yeah, that's actually pretty sick. Dedication, that is. White and gold. Maps by Grand Senpai. Picking his own maps in OWC. Jeez.
Yeah, I think this is actually a collab between him and Dummy, but this one very interesting because we've seen it in previous matches, but sliders just go all over the place. Slider velocity is just very noted on this map.
Oh, I didn't realise it's a collab. I didn't realise it was a double map actually. Pretty cool.
Looks like the team's discussing whether or not they're going to be banning out Ding, but to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that one went through between these two teams. Based on how Germany performed on the AR8 last week and how Australia also performed on that AR8, both teams have an AR8 lineup which is capable of doing.
Oh yeah,
so definitely really curious if this is just mind games going on here. Could be Kagami's way of saying, I don't want to play Ding, but the rest of the German lineup is ready for it.
Yeah, I don't think Kagami would want to play Ding. It's not his map, I don't think. Oh man. The question is, do either of them want to play Ding?
I would not be surprised if the Germans have been practicing and practicing and practicing. After all, the song is, in their language.
Oh, well, actually, that's a very good point.
And
actually, a very good point.
Yeah, they proved themselves very strong on AR8 last week, so they've probably got that just laying up their sleeve.
There's a quest to get a 4-man FC on this eventually from Australia before the end of the tournament.
You would want to hope that would happen, but when it comes to this map, I'm not quite sure if that's going to happen.
You gotta aim high, man.
I think for the guys at this point, when it comes to a map like this, there are sliders all over the place towards the end of it.
I believe in Jordan Bear. He's got this. Oh, those blankets. Ooh.
You almost hit that slider.
That was actually very close.
But yeah, they are very rough to full combo through. Very, very unforgiving sliders in particular. Wouldn't be surprised if this map was trying to send us a message of some sort. Maybe there's a slider in the shape of Australia. Close enough. Looks like Australia, you know. This looks like one of those situations where you've just drawn it in paint and you've just said, you know, oh, that looks good enough.
It's close enough. If you squint really hard, maybe.
You can kind of see the Australia in that one.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda. Oh, that's S actually from the Omi No Mi.
Oh yeah, only slider breaks from the Tap X player. Ridiculous.
Oh my goodness. Here come the rolls then. Go on, let's give us a good single digit.
Which team has practiced their rolls?
As an 11.
Yeah, Dust Ice rolling with an 11. Grand getting a 54, so Australia will be winning the roll there.
Oh. They're already
really got to step up their lane.
So, first ban going to Germany, then the first pick will go to Australia. Now, the question is, do they ban their own music or not? Will we see a ding ban?
I don't know. When it comes to the bans between these two teams, it's really, really hard to say because, again, we spoke about it, that they're both very similar team. He's spelling it out, but is he banning it? That's the question. I think that's been accepted. So Ding is actually being banned by the German side.
Oh. Come on, this is like the time we'd hope it gets through. I mean, we did see it last match though, but I mean, that softens the blow.
I was really expecting some super, super private practice from the German side, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. We will be seeing Ding being the first ban from them. Now we've got to wait for Australia's ban.
Dear me. It is somewhat indicative of previous bans. They did ban the AR8 and the round of 16, but that was a very different map to this. I think this might just be... just want to avoid that awkward map, really. But, I mean, like I said, they could have practiced that and probably did okay on it, but I guess not.
Yeah, that makes sense. It is a bit of a risky map. Especially, you know, Australia has actually had that happen in a tournament before, in the Australian-New Zealand tournament. It was a map that was featured, I think, in semifinals or quarterfinals. I'm not sure which round, but either way, like the Aussies have practiced it before, and you know they're kind of comfortable on it.
And that ban does make sense from Australia, banning the Hard Rock, the Dreamcatcher map, aim-intensive Hard Rock, and well, they've been banning Hard Rock all the way through the tournament so far, so that's not much of a surprise. They've been target banning that whole tournament.
Yeah, I think that's one of the few mods which Germany probably has the slight upper hand on when it comes to Australia. You know, I think that they could probably form just a little bit more of a solid Hard Rock roster in comparison. Don't get me wrong, Australia, they have the opportunity to, you know, take a Hard Rock pick, but it would not be an easy task against Germany.
Yeah, they are one of the strongest rosters on the sort of general Hard Rock map. Although they haven't played much Hard Rock in this tournament, Australia, they haven't actually lost one yet. So, I mean, that bodes well, but I think that was a very early ball when we saw that last.
Yeah, I think that was just one of those safe bans, especially in the early stages. You know, you've got a couple of maps which sort of stand out as easier picks, and you know, it happens. But yeah, going to be getting into the first pick, which is Speed of Blink. Very exciting one. What are your thoughts on this map, James? Do you know this stuff?
I do. This is a fast boy, although this one isn't very streamy. It's very burst streamy, 5-note and 3-note bursts. And it gets pretty quick near the end. It hits 285 BPM for the last section, so very speedy, but it's all bursts. And a lot of it plays like an ult map, I'd say. A lot of it does play like an ult map.
What are your thoughts on the mod combinations for this one? Do you think we could see some hidden hard rock? Maybe hard rock only, hidden only? Because I don't know, I think we can probably see maybe 2 hiddens from Australia being the safe option, maybe a hard rock or 2 from Germany.
I think we'll see a mixture, because I mean, this plays alright on hidden hard rock and hidden hard rock, both. I think we'll see a mixture depending on the player. From what I've heard, I think a lot of people prefer to play this with hidden because it's easier to combo, but those that can do hidden hard rock aren't very uncomfortable on this, apart from the speed. I think with the players we got, I could see hidden hard rocks coming out.
I would not be surprised if we saw a little bit of overmodding on this one in particular. You know, especially from players like Dust Ice and Dummy coming in. You know, they're very, very solid speed players. So going with hidden hard rock or just hard rock only would probably be a viable option for those two in particular.
You gotta say, the German lineup is looking strong for a map like this. I recall Rising doing excellently on stream picks last year, and now we're getting into the side of the tournament where the maps start getting tough in terms of the speed. You should be right at home on this, especially because it's not that streamy, just burst streamy. But the Australian lineup looking very strong as well.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really close one coming in on this first pick. It's nice to see that, you know, we're going to have a fairly even match overall. I think that's what we're going to be going for, at least. You know, we could see some sort of upset, you know, like a 7-0 on either side, but...
I doubt that, but... I mean, I don't want to attempt it, but...
I think with how this World Cup has been, you know, matches have been going in all sorts of different directions. We've seen a lot of upsets, a lot of surprises, but at the same time, a lot of really close matches, and I'm expecting that with these two.
Alright, real quick. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think? Although I can imagine what the answer's going to be. What are you thinking?
Like, overall, the score?
Oh, just how you think it's going to go, yeah. Give us a score prediction.
It's really, really, really hard to say. But I think this could probably be a 7-5 in Australia's way, maybe a 7-5 in Germany's way. I don't know. My predictions are 7-5, but I just can't put my name, like, I can't put it down on either side because both of these teams are just too evenly matched. It's too, even with the bias of, you know, obviously being Australian, it's like you can't straight up say that when a match like this.
Yeah, I'd probably say like a 7-5 in Germany's favour, but I guess we'll see what happens. Calling matches in this tournament doesn't really work the way it's been going, so... And, well, we're seeing first break actually being from the Germans here, Rising with the break in that first stream section. But that's it.
Yeah. Dust Ice has actually also broken very early, but, you know, not early enough to really merit that much of a difference.
Especially with that arc. I think that's the only arc drop he's had, maybe another 100 on top of that, but I think that might just be it.
Yeah, the thing about this map is that you're going to see a lot of, you know, high accuracies coming in the early part, but once the burst section kicks in here, we're going to see a lot of misses. Also, Grant has actually missed just before the break, but Kanali and Machine have also dropped there. Rising once again following up with another miss.
Yeah, here's where it just hits the fan. Oh, well, I mean, 2 FCs to 1 in favour of Australia. Might see them out. A bit more to go now, though, but a lot of the streams are done. This is just bus sliders. And now the slowdown. This should be it. Act drops aren't going to matter. The score difference ain't that major.
Oh, Machine, though. Machine's actually failed. Is he going to make it in? Yeah, he's making it back in right at the end there. But that was a very scary moment for him. Blobby also getting a miss right at the end there.
Should be fine, though, for the Australian team. They do take the first point. Dummy with the hidden FC. Solid ACK as well. The ending's kind of hard to ACK with the way it slows down. but he held
Yeah,
well there.
Blobby actually had the best accuracy there with two 100s, but he had a miss right at the end. Okinawa also getting a hidden FC for the German side. Both players doing very well for their teams, but Australia did come out on top for that one. Doing well to secure their first pick.
You see the way that one went. It started out pretty comfortably, it seems, for both teams, and then as soon as you hit that 285 BPM section, that's when it just goes to pot. That part is so nasty.
Yeah, it all goes downhill from that point onwards. But I mean, for some of the players, it didn't. You know, we saw Dummy, Okinawa, both FC. The hidden players, especially, you know, with a mod, that's impressive.
It is. That sort of speed is really extreme. Especially in tournaments, you don't see BPMs above 270 very often.
Oh boy, here we go. Mistress of Alice, here it comes. This is 3-1-2, bit of a name. Not really the most desirable map to play on Hard Rock, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see players in this tournament do it. Jordan the Bear is one of them, which I'm really eyeing at the moment when it comes to that potential hidden Hard Rock coming out. But if you want to go with the safe option, I think no mod would also be viable.
Yeah, I'd certainly say this one was hidden favoured. Very aim-intensive map with lots of shapes as well. Deadless mapping tends to be quite shapely. Lots of symmetry as well, and the ending especially is nasty with the wide jumps it has. So. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely see some nutty Hard Rock and hidden Hard Rock coming out.
The map definitely features a lot of symmetric patterns, as you did say, a lot of squares, a lot of really wide angle jumps and whatnot. So it's going to be interesting to see what the players do opt for in terms of mods. I think they're probably going to go for the safe route, as we saw on the last map. This one is a bit more risky, especially with it being aim. You know, it really comes down to being able to hit those jumps, and that's one of the things which can kind of like set these two teams aside. You know, one miss can kind of call it when it comes to a map like this, especially if you're on a mod that, you know, makes the map essentially harder. You may get more points for it, but it's very risky.
It's only if you can just leverage that score difference and actually manage the difficulty increase, really.
Yeah, and we're actually seeing the hidden Hard Rock coming out from Jordan the Bear. Grandy going for hidden, Dust Ice and Finale going for hidden as well. So the Germans are playing it pretty safe here. Australia going with a slight open mod. And you've got two players on no mod as well, so pretty much even mod match besides the Hard Rock on Jordan the Bear.
That's going to be something.
Yeah, he is very well known for his aim. That is definitely one of his strong suits in this map. It's pretty much all that.
Yep, not to mention, of course, Jordan the Bear has #1 on this map with hidden Hard Rock. He's the only 99% hidden Hard Rock score on the map.
I believe he actually took that one back. I'm not sure if he had #1 on this map originally. Like there was a point where I think the Aussies were actually fighting for it at some point.
Well, he does break though. There won't be an FC here, but holding decent act. Grand following suit though. Good start here for Germany into the end of the first chorus.
Yeah, Grandy not having the greatest of times on just hidden only for this one. Dropping a bit of accuracy as well as combo pretty often. All could change though. It really comes down to whether or not the Germans manage to hold on to all of their combos. You know, when you've got these aim maps, especially on a higher star rating, things do start to change a bit. You know, you can see drops happen more often than not.
Yeah, this map's been quite long as well. This part relatively easier though. Entering the next chorus.
Oh, and we got Kanali and Hello Watcher dropping there. So it's two full combos against each other once again, but the Germans do have a very convincing lead at the moment, just due to the fact that Grandy and Jordan have missed really early into this map. Hello Watcher following up with another miss.
Combo advantage for Australia though. Jordan's recovered himself well with those two FCs, should be clawing that back. Advantage Australia here. That score difference isn't massive. This part's relatively easier too.
One thing to note is that the accuracies are fairly even, but Grandy is kind of sticking out a little bit. in that 97, slowly but surely building him back his way back up to 90. Dust Ice also holding on to 99.9 with hidden.
Just
So,
nice,
you know,
man.
You got that high accuracy on the modded play.
The difference is clawing back now. It's almost 50k and it is closing in. Oh, but Dummy gets a break. Combo advantage no longer in favour of Australia, and with Jordan breaking, that should seal the deal. A bit at the end though to go yet.
Yeah, you're going to have to see both Kagami and Dust Ice drop here in order for any form of comeback from the Australian side. Ugadi is the only one still holding on to a full combo.
The ending. It's such a terrifying section. Those jumps really do rack up, but both FCs from Germany do excellently. Ugadi as well, but it's not going to be enough for Australia here. And those FCs have some incredible accuracy, has to be said.
Yeah, the German side definitely looking very confident on this one. Kagami and Dust Ice both getting the full combo, along with Ugadi for the Australian side. But 2 against 1, not only that, but a modded full combo. That's going to make it 1-1. Both teams taking their pick.
Starting out as the teams would probably expect, both teams winning their own picks. There's FCs with solid accuracy. With that map, it's more or less down to dealing with the aim shapes. It's not terribly hard to ack if you don't whiff your aim, but nevertheless, that is a very solid but tough map. Halawacha with good ack as well, though.
Now you've got Australia's next pick. What's it going to be? You've got a lot of maps to choose from. A lot of areas that you can explore with this pool, especially with it being harder. You know, you can really target specific areas. And they are going for the double time 3.
Going for the speed again.
Yeah, true theory of inheritance. They're going for that high speed gaming. Something that Australia is pretty well known for. But I mean, obviously the German side too, you know, you can't... when you compare the double time rosters for these two teams, it's just like, you know, you've got pretty much an even match coming in here.
Yeah. It really is. Both these teams are well suited to the extreme end of speed mapping. And this map being 278 BPM? It's over 270 BPM.
Yeah, I know it's above 270. I'm not sure on the exact value, but it features a lot of really high BPM bursts. You're going to see a lot of players like Dust Ice and Dummy really stand out on a map like this, but you know, the other players, they're also suited for speed. Can't count them out entirely.
Yeah, this map's particularly old style, lots of linear single tap patterns in this. Just a little weird shapes here and there. At this speed, that does make a difference, even if they're not very spaced, with lots of burst streams throughout this. Definitely a speed map through and through. With a little bit of awkward aim thrown in there too, I think.
Yeah, I think honestly this is probably one of the most exciting picks to see from both of these two teams, because, you know, this is most likely going to be where we see a full combo coming. But we've also got a bit of a roster switch up here. We've got the Omi Nomi coming in for Australia along with Bobby 3000. I believe there's been a bit of a roster switch for Germany as well. Got Okinamu stepping in. And Rising coming in as well.
Yep. Rising played the Speed Link pick as well. Another one of their main speed players, hoping to step up on this one.
Yeah, no surprises there. I mean, a player to look out for would be the Omi Nomi. He absolutely loves his old maps, and not only that, but being a TapX player, he should be pretty comfortable on this, providing he's warm enough for it. Because, you know, when you got TapX on fairly standard streams, you should have a pretty good time. But as I do say that, he does actually break there. Blobby also getting a miss, along with Rising. Dummy has missed early into the map, but plenty of opportunity for a recovery.
Yeah. I expect there'll be quite a few combo resets on this. A couple players will do fine, but I think a lot of players that do miss are going to miss it quite a bit. So plenty of time for recovery. But at the moment, good start for Germany with 3 FCs. None at the moment.
Yeah, Oz is having a bit of a rough start, but they are picking it back up. Okinamu has also got a miss on the German side. gotta wonder if this is a bit of a risky pick from the Oz side. You know, they've got combo resets happening all over the place at the moment.
You have 2 decent combos though, Australia, but yeah, tough at the moment. And well, Dust Ice, this sort of mapping is very comfortable for him. It's going to take a team effort to topple him at this point, I think. He gets a break though. His combo is gone. It's just dummy with a major combo, backed up by a couple of minor combos. It's not looking good at the moment. Rising's recovered.
Yeah, they're going to have to see pretty much all of the Germans drop on this one in order for any form of comeback, but it's pretty much... They are just soaring away with this victory. It's pretty much too late for them, but as I do say that though, Kanali, Okinamo, Rising all drop. Dust Ice, the only person holding onto a full combo, and Australia actually managed to hold on through there. But it's too late. There's not enough time.
In the end, it was a decent run there for Australia, but the Germans, they were such a good team on maps like this, and Dust Ice showing up. He is one of the experts at maps like this, and he's proved it here again.
Yeah, as I said, it would not surprise me to see a full combo coming in on this map, but yeah, Dust Ice is the man to do that. Dummy almost got there, but obviously had a bit of a rocky start at the beginning, probably just sort of adjusting to the BPM, you know, when you got a high speed BPM like this. It's really, really hard to get into that. And I mean, Australia had a bit of a rocky start, the Germans held on for as long as they needed to. So even with Australia having those combos at the end, it made no difference. They did what needed to be done in order to secure that.
Germany going for a bit of a mix-up here, going into some rather technical-ish no-mod boss rushes next.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how these two teams do perform on the tech-heavy no-mod. This is one of the maps I probably couldn't predict either two of the teams. You know, I'm not sure about their tech lineup. I'm familiar with some of the players in Australia and how well they perform on tech, but I know nothing about the German side at all when it comes to this. But even then, like, I think this is a bit of a risky pick for both teams.
Yeah, this one's just, it's tough to be consistent on this.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those maps where you can kind of see a lot of random misses occurring, some of those kick slider patterns in particular.
Yeah, a lot of the anti-jump patterns in this are just spacing changes with all the overlapping stuff going on. It can be tough to nail some of the sliders. This is a very slider break heavy map. It's not necessarily like Pandemonium, where we had those really long sliders and ridiculous buzz sliders. Well, this one does have buzz sliders. It's just dealing with weird kick slider patterns, really, that cause those here. A few streams as well, so cut streams as well. A few throughout. It's a tough one. This is one of the tougher ones to be consistent on, and from previous tech maps that I've watched Germany play, they were very good on Pandemonium. So, you know, it's a different map. It's not that far different. They should be capable on this. I think this is a decent pick for them, to be honest, but it's going to be a close one. Like a lot of maps, Australia is going to be able to trade blows in a lot of these.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see where that score difference does go, whether or not it's going to go 3-1 in favor of Germany or 2-2 tied up again. You know, we've seen it happen where teams take their own picks and then they take the picks away from each of the others. You know, just have to wait and see, really. And especially with a close match like this, anything can happen.
Yeah, like picking against an opponent, either of these opponents, not an easy feat. But still early stages, still time to get a feel for how the other team is doing on things. Map number 4. It's not a very long map, this. Rather short. Early breaks can cost a lot.
Yeah, break scene at the 200 combo.
Just nice, being the first one to break. It's up to his team.
Yeah, he seems to be having a little bit of trouble with this map. Yagami also following up with a miss on the German side. Not looking like a good start for the Germans, but anything can happen. Dummy does follow up with a break on the Australian side. It's 3 full combos against 2. Now it's 2 against 2. Australia does have the lead at the moment. Combo resets are expected, especially getting into one of these harder sections. We could see this go either way. It is very, very close right now. Ooh, getting missing on the slow section there. What was happening? Hello Watcher also dropping in the build-up. So it's not like it's too detrimental, but it is going back in favor of the German side.
Yeah, it's the Dust Ice combo. It's the comeback. It's the biggest one on the board with Kagami. I think it was the jump section that caught out the 2 Australian FCs. That back and forth jump section catching out Machine and Oogity on that one.
Yeah, and despite Dust Ice's rocky start, he is just booming at the moment. 600 combo. Basically securing this. The Germans have had a couple of combo resets. Are they going to see any more? But I think we're too close to the end that there's not going to be enough time for any comeback.
It is the comeback win on that for Germany. Bringing it back after those 2 FCs broke on that jump section for Australia. Kagami's and Dust Ice's combos from the middle of the map returning to bring the score back. And they do save their own pick. Very nearly went in favour of the other team, though. Solid S there from Grandee.
Yeah, you gotta hate when you have slider breaks only on a map like this, but what can you do, really? Australians were looking very strong at the beginning of that, but then the tides really turned when Dust Ice managed to hold on to that combo.
What's next for Australia? They're a couple of points behind. Germany with a good run of form here. Won the last 3 maps after Australia won the very first one. They went speed the last 2 picks. Although there is speed remaining, I mean, I don't think it's a reliable choice for them, although they should be capable on those 2 DTs that remain.
Yeah, Story is probably going to be a bit of a risky pick for them. Mirage Coordinator, on the other hand, could be a little bit more comfortable for all of the double time players from both of the teams. As for whatever else we have left in the pool, ooh.
They're going for the stream option. So they are going for more sort of speed / stamina route then. Still going along that with the picks.
Yeah, now I'm questioning whether or not we're going to see another SS coming in from the German side, but I think this BPM might be a little bit on the higher side. Because obviously we had Hello Watcher SSing Aragami last week, which was a really, really impressive stand-up play. But 210 definitely changes that a little bit.
Yeah, this map is much more stamina intensive than that one. Although, I mean, you wouldn't put it past them. But at 210 BPM, it is starting to push into the realms of like a proper stamina test. If you're streaming it ain't on point, you can just drop a ball on this. But if you practiced it, you should be at the very least capable.
Yeah, for the most part, this map is pretty much just a stamina challenge. The aim requirement is there, but definitely not the thing that's emphasized. The 1/3 section as well is probably the part where we'll see a lot of breaks happening from either of the 2 teams. So that is going to be the thing to really, really look out for.
Looks like Hello Watcher won't be playing this one.
But could we see another SS coming out?
The players in the room, you wouldn't put it past them. Seen Rising, Dust Ice in there. Well, any of the players, really. If they're prepared on this sort of speed, anyway.
I mean, Machine going to be the first 2 to miss for the Australian side early there. Kagami also following up with one.
This map is pretty relentless. It doesn't let up. There's a little bit of a slow part, maybe 2/3 in, but not much in the way of a break. As 1/3's coming in, they claim quite a few combos. Only 2 FCs left on the German side, 2v2. Oh, and actually no, Machine and Dummy got early breaks, but they're still comparable. But they are behind.
Yeah, the major difference here, though, is that you've got Kagami sitting on a 93 at the moment. Even with Machine sitting on 95, it's risky territory when it comes to this pick. You really got to hold on for dear life when it comes to these streams, you know, whether you got the stamina or not. Combo is definitely much more important, but accuracy does play a big role in this. So just past the halfway mark, we see Machine completely missing a stream there. Dust Ice also dropping though.
I think Combo's still in favor of Germany though.
Kagami dropping as well though. Okinama really needs to drop here in order for the comeback to really happen for Australia.
They do. Closing.
Yeah, they have the opportunity to bring it back here. Machine following up with another miss, but they have high combos going. Okinama still the full combo for Germany though. Holding on as long as it needs to be done. This is going to get really close. Rising also breaking at the end there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. This final stream. And it's going back to Australia right at the end.
Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness. Those breaks for Germany were so unfortunate at the end. Rising needed to hold on that little bit longer in order to secure that.
That was theirs the entire way. But it was the comeback this time for the Australian side, bringing that one back.
I mean, you know, once you get to the stack stream, it's very unlikely that you're going to see misses happening on something like that. And once they had the combos there, it pretty much just, you know, unless they completely whiffed the stream, like, it was just going back to them. You just see that score difference ever so slightly creep back on the Australian side.
Gotta mention Okinamo there, with an excellent FC. With ridiculous solid stuff there. Far and away the MVP on that map. But the team performance just about nicking it for Australia on that one.
Yeah, Okinamo played out of his mind on that one. I mean, you know, almost did it for the German side. But yeah, that was looking to be their pick. You know, they were going to be taking that one away from Australia, but Australia managing to claw it back right at the end. It's interesting to see that Australia are really going for those, like, you know, power matchups where they want to see the two teams performing on, you know, what they're really, really good at when it comes to streams, you know, speed, stamina. They really want to test it. Whereas it seems like Germany is kind of going for the more like outside options. You know, so far Germany has picked aim with Mischievous, they've picked tech with Boss Rush, whereas Australia has been going for, you know, Speed of Link, True Theory, and Paraclete as well.
Yeah, it's been a clear sort of early game plan for both teams in terms of their picks, but when it comes to the speed, there's not a lot left for Australia. So they're going to have to mix it up, I think, when it comes to their next pick, which will be after this German pick.
Yeah, you see Germany once again going for another aim pick. So they are really trying to go for the speed aspect. Because they do still have the option of story then. Even Mirage Coordinator as well. You can consider that.
Yeah, they're both definitely pushing that. Mirage Coordinator is about 225 BPM. Story is about 248 BPM. But those are two maps that Germany are going to be pretty capable on too, with their lineup. Anyways, next pick is going to be the aim-intensive No Mod, coming from Germany. And this is the kind of map they've been pretty decent on all tournament. These mechanically intensive maps have always been good bankers for the German team.
Yeah, I mean, they proved it on Mischievous. Can they do it again? The only difference is there is no mods coming in, so you don't have the risk of that. It's all no mod for this one. All players playing on even playfield. Got the likes of Jordan the Bear coming in for this one, along with Halo Watcher as well.
Yeah, Halo Watcher, SS, one of the no-mod mechanically intensive maps from previous. Looking to back up that SS count to 3, I think. I think he has
to be honest.
2 SSs to his name so far.
Yeah. Stats are doing very well for him. But this one is going to be pretty tricky, I would say. You know, you've got a lot of aim involved, but then you've also got that long, I think it's around about 60 note, 200 BPM stream, 205 actually, which is going to be pretty rough to SS.
Test it, yeah. And at OD9 as well. This map definitely spikes in difficulty. Until the end, it's fairly tricky, but the ending is where the jumps really get nasty. But as a lot of these maps, the choruses are what you need to watch for the big aim spikes. And here's the first one.
Probably the big first little build-up that we have here. Okinamo has actually missed early just before that. But yeah, most of this map is pretty calm for the beginning. As you mentioned, there is a bit of a spike towards the end, in particular with the aim aspect, but you also have the stream aspect coming in too, so that's something that kind of makes this pick a little bit more interesting. Kagami getting a miss there. Not looking good for the German side.
Yeah, that first chorus looking good for Australia.
Yeah, there's still plenty of map though. Could go either way.
Really, it's that ending where you got to be on your toes. Until then, it's generally just about keeping consistent and keeping calm. For players of this level, anyway.
Getting into another build-up section here. Could see some misses coming out. Blobby is going to be the first one. Still 3 full combos for Australia though, against 2.
Another break there from Kagami, losing the combo he'd been building up. Oh, and that big jump spike, still 3 FCs to 2. Here come the streams though. And well, after all that speed, I think both these teams are going to be pretty comfortable on that. At least most of the members.
Oh my goodness, you've got Jordan the Bear getting full 100s on that stream though, and missing at the end of it. That accuracy tank is going to be a really big thing for Australia here. I believe we went from about 98 down to 95. But you did see misses from the German side as well. Dust Ice is the only full combo holding up.
As it stands, Ugadi and Dummy holding the Australian team together here. Those FCs have some incredible accuracy. Dust Eye is the only FC remaining on Germany, holding not 9.6 himself, doing what Dust Ice does. But here comes the big jump spikes, and well, with that score difference, it's going to take a miracle. This might just be Australia's before it even hits.
I think at this point, they've just comboed it too hard. There's going to be no opportunity for any comeback. I don't believe this map has any fail potential, unless you completely whiff a jump section. Ugadi almost actually managing to do that. Dust Ice holding on to the jumps though. It's going to be Dust Ice against Dummy for the full combo.
Oh my goodness. It was all about the Ugadi Dummy connection there until that ending. Excellent stuff from those two. There won't be an FC from Dummy, but he got the job done. It is all tied up 3-3.
Yeah, I mean, Ugadi and Dummy both holding on as long as they needed to in order to secure that one. Germany had a lot of combo resets happening all over the place on that map, besides Dust Ice, of course, with the stellar performance. That is a really solid score. 5 100s and a full combo on a map like that.
He's just so good at this aim-intensive sort of map. This is the sort of thing he just does not miss on, or at least very rarely.
I mean, I was going to say you could just stop that sentence right there. He's just so good.
That's true. Scary player. No wonder he makes the German team every year. So that 3-1 lead, the Germany little cushion there is now gone. And Australia get the next pick. Did they go for speed again?
Yeah, they're tying it up. And what they pick is going to be interesting. I mean, as you said, they could go for speed again with Story or Mirage Coordinator, but at the same time, we could see them kind of go out of that comfort zone. There's a lot of picks that, are still remaining. You've got Rocket, you've got Nakazamurai, K8107, maybe? I don't think they want to really battle on the hard rock there. But they're going for Nakazamurai.
Alright then, this is definitely a change of tune. Completely different from their previous picking. They really are trying to branch out a bit, and well, they have to, considering we are nowhere near the end of this.
Yeah, this map is also very ridiculous. I mean, this is a tricky alternate map with a lot of 1-6 bursts, a lot of rhythm-based mapping involved here. You really have to be finger-controlled god for this kind of map.
Yeah, not only is this map quite heavy on the alternating sort of patterns, a lot of it's linear, the sort of play like Spaced Streams more than a traditional map, but there are a lot of tricky little sort of sharp jumps you have to do, and also there's plenty of 1-6 rhythm scattered all the way throughout this. So not only do you have to deal with the alternating patterns, but you also have to deal with tricky rhythm changes and nasty spacing. This is just a tough one. This is one of the tougher maps in the entire pool. And FCs on this are going to be at a premium, I imagine, throughout this weekend.
Yeah, full combos coming out on a map like this would be quite a surprise, but not unexpected either. Especially, we've got some very strong players in this tournament overall, and I would not be surprised to see something like that happen.
No doubt. It's not a very long map. If it just all clicks for you, FCs are certainly possible. But a lot of these patterns, it is a case of just sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Just waiting to get Umbra into the server. He's stepping in for this one. I believe it's his first map if he joins this one in this match. The player swaps have been quite different from both teams. It seems like Germany swap out a lot of their players a lot. We're seeing Dust Eyes in for pretty much everything so far. Australia seem to stick with their same lineup a lot though. We're seeing Dummy and Grandee in a lot. Machines played the majority too, and obviously Ugadi has played a lot as well. There are only sort of the odd swap for certain maps from that thing I've noticed.
Yeah, generally you're going to see a lot of swaps. You've got Jordan coming in for a lot of those maps, which usually require a lot of aim, fairly standard overall. But then you've obviously got the Yominami coming in for some of the speed maps, as well as like old-based map. But yeah, as you said, Germany usually rocking a bit of a similar lineup, especially, Dust Ice is pretty much expected in almost every single map. Same with Dummy, I think they're probably the two main MVPs for each of their teams. But Ugadi has also been in for a lot of maps and doing really well so far.
There's Umbra, he is in. He is locked in and ready to rock. In terms of like solo play, I tend to notice Umbra a lot as like a hard rock sort of focused player, but he's played a lot as a general sort of utility role for the German team on a lot of mods. A very multifaceted player in this tournament so far, coming in for this alternating pick.
Yeah, definitely a player looking to step in for a lot of those like niche skill sets.
He featured a lot in the groups, but he comes in more sort of certain maps in these later stages. Seen a few breaks in the opening here. It's a short map, don't forget, less than 2 minutes. 2 FCs to 2.
Yeah, accuracy is also going to play a really big role in a map like this. Got a lot of those 1-6 bursts coming in, and oh my goodness, breaks happening all over the place from the German side. But Australia is also responding with some as well. It's one full combo against one full combo.
Some of the 1-6. And well, there is only one FC left, and it's guess who? Well, it was Dust Ice.
well, it was Dust Ice, yeah. You've gone and done it to him, Teams. You've gone and done it to him. You've put him on the spot, and he just, he broke under pressure. But yeah, we've got Dummy holding on to a really good combo at the moment. Solid 500 or so. Okinama also building up 300 along with Finale. But yeah, this one's well in favour of Australia at the moment, and we're pretty much almost at the end of the map as well. Germans could claw it back at the end here, though. They do have the combo advantage, but
yeah, the
Machine is doing enough work. It's gonna get really close.
Sending ain't terribly hard in relative, although it is.
Oh my goodness! Is it gonna happen? It's actually going back in favor. Right at the end on the slider.
What?
A 8,000 point difference.
Oh
all
my
those
gosh.
breaks right at the end for Australia. Cost them that point right there.
God, yeah, like I was like just sort of signing that one off as an Australian point. But yeah, the ending, which is relatively calm compared to the rest. Not easy by any means, but relatively compared to what just happened. A lot of breaks on Australia. Just gifted that point to Germany. That is rough. Dummy with this solid S rank. He did very well through that tough section near the end. But it just wasn't enough for his team, unfortunately.
I'm just amazed. We've seen that happen twice now. We've seen that happen on the Paraclete map, along with that map now, where both teams just claw it back right at the end.
Revenge for Paraclete, yeah.
I mean, we are seeing a ridiculously close match here, though, as you can see. Like you've got two teams fighting it out to the point where they're just stealing picks away right at the end by a very close mark.
God, this match is turning out to be a nail biter. We're halfway through and we've already had 2 last minute switches. And we haven't even seen Daisuke yet. And come on. The only thing that'd make this match better was if they picked Daisuke next. Go on. But I don't think they will. It doesn't fit the picks.
It's always a possibility. I mean, the Germans have been going for those really out there picks, and it would not surprise me if they do go for. There's not much remaining. But they're going for Rocket.
Okay.
Fairly standard tech pick on Hidden. Going to be interesting to see how they do perform on this one. This is kind of similar to Boss Rush in a way, not quite the same, but yeah, this is what they did win on originally, so looking to secure another point with this one.
Yeah, lots of tricky little cut stream patterns throughout this. Some tricky slider patterns as well around the middle of the map, lots of overlapping sliders that you have to follow all the way to avoid just getting slider end drops on everything and losing a ton of back. But the end is where it gets tougher with quads and doubles, spaced quads and doubles, on hidden, which is kind of scary for non-hidden players, that sort of pattern. Watch your 4th player, they can struggle on this, but the players that are going to be fine on hidden should be okay on this. It's relatively comfortable for those who are proficient.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're actually going to be seeing a little bit of a roster switch from the Australian side, none happening from the German side. We've got Jordan the Bear and Lunaires coming in for this.
Lunaires makes an appearance. Very much a utility player for Australia so far this tournament. Solid hidden player. And solid tournament player as well. Played against him many times.
Yeah, he is a wild card when it comes to this stuff. It's really surprising to see that he hasn't been played in as many maps though. But, you know, with the entire step up from the Australian roster, it's to be expected.
Oh yeah, with the roster that Australia have, it's hard to break in. Their core
Got a lot of
players there, so good.
A lot of people fighting for positions on each of these maps now, rather than him just being in on pretty much everything.
That first cut stream actually catching a few players. We're seeing Dust Ice, Machine and Dummy break on that very first one. Advantage Germany in the very early stages.
Slider Stream does claim Jordan the Bear and Umbre. Oh, a lot of German combos dropping there. Machine was the only miss for his Australian side, but it's Okinamo against the world right now.
It is all him. And with the slow part, those little combos for Australia are really going to pay dividends. They're going to rack this up on a relatively easy section. They should take the lead back once we get into that tough double quad section coming up. Oh, but Lumiers! He breaks on that section. All of a sudden, no, it is Okinamo who's going to be taking the reins here. Here we go.
Yeah, Okinawa's in the spotlight. All combos have been reset from the Australian side, but Okinama also drops there. Germans still have the combo advantage though. This is really going to come down to whether or not any of the players lose accuracy or if one team can get enough combos going. But Lumiers is just missing all over the place along with Machine. This is looking to go well in favor of Germany now. And they will be securing their pick by about 2 to 3 million points.
It's getting dicey there.
200,000. Yeah, sorry. 200,000 points.
It wasn't a lot.
Where is my brain at?
It was pretty close, I can tell you that much, man. Australia very nearly had that, man. DDL.
Definitely not a difference of 2 to 3 million points, that's for sure. A lot closer than that.
Was it Score V1? Where's my one-man carry?
I think that's where my brain is stuck right now. Still stuck in Score V1 mode. Blast from the past right there.
Oh. One thing I do miss from the Score V1 days was one player being able to carry on like a big cake combo map. Not happening this time. Here comes the speed again. Australia going for another DT pick. Sticking to the guns. Here's his story. And well, this one's going to be a close one. Both teams have got capable 10.3 lineups. This high AR pick shouldn't be too much of a problem for both. And this map's quite comfortable for a 10.3 pick. Mechanically intensive. Lots of 5-note burst streams. But otherwise, relatively comfortable. Unless you really can't read the AR. But both teams should be fine on that.
I mean, without a doubt, this should be a solid pick for both of these two teams. It's just that you do have the difference of playing AR 10.3, which is obviously, you know, a lot of high reaction involved. But you don't have a hidden with this one. And usually a lot of players, when they play like these higher approach rates, they tend to enjoy having hidden as a combination.
Yeah, it's like a lot of players feel like playing hidden actually means you have more time to react. It makes it feel slower. Whereas playing without hidden makes it feel like it's faster in terms of like how quick you have to react. Well, that's not ideal, is it? And when you're playing in a World Cup match and your player's not there, just like trying to get hold of the 10.3 player.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Hello Watcher coming in and he's probably not too sure why he's playing double time right now.
I'm here to go fast, guys.
I'm here to do the fast thing.
Mash the button.
Mash button, aim cursor, do job.
Yep.
Very good.
Good. Well, I mean, Hello Watcher's definitely had a solid tournament so far, although this isn't his favoured map. We'll see how he does, stepping in as the fourth. Maybe that'll work out well for Australia. Timing the pick well. Well, we'll see.
You never know though, he could stand out on this one. Opportunities for anything to happen. We've seen it happen before where a player who wasn't meant to play on one of the maps actually did really well. I think that happened with Romania. They had one of their players coming in who wasn't meant to play that pick because they were having issues. And then yeah, they ended up full comboing the map. Accuracies are in favor of the German side at the moment. But things are about to change as we do get into more of these 5-note bursts. Map does get a little bit more mechanically intensive. Hala Watcher will be the first combo claimed.
Yeah, the accuracy definitely not ideal for him, but his team's backing him up with solid runs. At the moment, breaks at a premium. First chorus, both teams looking good. The accuracy is actually really saving Germany. They're actually not terribly far behind just because of their set of 99% FCs. But still relying on breaks from the Australians. They see at the break that they're in the driving seat.
I mean, you gotta feel bad for Hala Watcher here. Obviously, he's playing a pick that he's probably not meant to be playing, just based on the fact that the German side are down a player. Apparently, they're not able to get in contact with one of them, and I believe that would probably be Rising. You'd expect him in on something like this. The Australian side is not looking to give up at all. Nor with the German side. They got 3 full combos against 4. Could still go either way. We're just past the 3/4 section, or coming up to the 3/4 section rather.
Yeah, the performance from both teams are really solid. Very, very solid. But Australia is just putting in work. Okinawa breaks as well. 2 FCs to 4, and it's the next break. They see what's up. Australia was saying they had a scary DT roster. And well, it's in action here. This is incredible.
Yeah, this is a stellar performance from them. Burgundy is dropping there. Dust Ice, on the other hand, having no trouble on this map at all. But yeah, 3 full combos against 1. I think regardless of whether or not they had that extra player there, probably wouldn't have made the difference. Australia came in so strong on that map.
Yeah, literally wouldn't have made a difference. Over 1 million of score advantage. 3 FCs, very nearly 4 FCs. Solid stuff there from the Australians. But Dust Ice, 3 100s FC. Jeez.
Again, he is just the MVP of this entire match at this point. He is just having a solid performance. And it's safe to say that, you know, like, this is why he's on the German team every year.
You just can't leave him out when he plays like that. Also, props to Canali as well. That's a solid combo. Struggled on the ACK, but the combo really made him put his mark on this match. But, I mean, against that Australian performance, what could you do? Not a lot. And they needed that as well. Would have been match point otherwise for Germany. Although Germany do get the next pick and they're still a point ahead.
Looks like Germany wants to go for Hard Rock. K8107, the streamy Hard Rock pick. It's going to be very interesting to see how this one does pan out, because this is a very stream heavy pick as I mentioned, but it's just very controlled streams. You know, you need a lot of aim requirement for this kind of stuff, and generally a lot of stream control.
Yeah, this one's a tough one to be consistent on. There are a lot of maps like that in this pool, if you can tell. For this map, yeah, some tricky cut streams, some tricky sort of accelerating stream patterns in the tougher sections. Really describe this map. It's also quite an interesting pick that this one came out, because Australia ban Hard Rock almost every single match. It's not their favoured mod choice, clearly. Although they haven't lost a pick yet in Hard Rock, they haven't played many either. They've only played 2 all tournament. with this one being a tough one to be consistent on, you got to wonder how they're going to perform here.
Yeah, and I mean, we did see Hello Watcher really stand out on that last week's stream pick for no mod. Whether or not that's going to happen with Hard Rock is a different story, but yeah, the German side definitely looking to really claim this one. Hard Rock is their forte. Whether or not Australia can respond with something here, though, now is the time to do.
Seeing some pretty obvious player swaps coming in. Kagami coming in, one of the Hard Rock mains for Germany. Umbra playing this one again. Of course, Hello Watcher. Limited swaps for the Australians. We're seeing Grandee come in for this one.
Some early missiles coming in from the players. A couple people breaking on just random jumps, but also the kick sliders as well.
In streams. You see those tricky stream shapes catching out a couple of the German players.
Or 2 combo breaks from the Australian side, though. That is going to make the combos fairly even. German side does have the slight combo advantage with Ombre. They're going to be looking to claw this one back. Getting to a slow section is going to be all about who holds on in this next part. If we see the full combos drop, or whether or not we see high combos build up. We'll be getting another combo reset there. Or breaks happening all over the place. 2 full combos still for the German side.
Only one for Australia here. Oogity breaks. Final stream section. It's just dooming, really.
Kagami is dropping there. Dust Ice also dropping there. Dummy is holding on strong. It's pretty much all onto him. He needs to hold on here and make the big difference. But I don't think it's going to be enough. With combo resets happening all over the board from Australia. Despite him getting the full combo there, it's not going to be enough.
That's valiant from him. Solid FC. Definitely the MVP on that one. And we made it very close in the end off of that. But it won't be enough. Germany will go on to match point with their pick.
Yeah, Dust Ice being the MVP for Germany there, really holding on as long as he needed to. Kagami also doing very solid work.
Kagami coming in and doing the work on his specialized mod.
So yeah, we're now at match point here. We have to see Australia get 2 points in order for a tiebreak. Otherwise, the Germans will be taking this.
Trying to pick carefully, Australia. 1 DT remaining, but I think that sort of map is going to be quite even between both teams. Mirage Coordinator. If they still want to go down the speed route, they really are running out of picks in terms of that. There's 1 hidden left. It's quite a nasty hidden. I'm not sure that'd be a wise decision, although that one could be going either way really, because it's a really tough one to be consistent on, like a lot of these maps.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 4 very, very hit or miss picks left in the pool. I mean, Australia's been doing really well in double time, but do they really want to take the risk of challenging Germany, especially when the nerves are strong here? And then you've got the obvious risky pick of the Kirby mix map, Daisuke, and then also Yukio. They
are mulling it over. They're really thinking about it. But what's left? You've still got Daisuke left. That's the only no mod left. With one hidden, one hard rock. Well, actually, one of every mod. No, look at it. And it is going to be the free mod pick. Okay, they're going for the Kirby mix.
This could either be their ticket into a potential tiebreaker or their ticket out of the tournament.
The curious choice with this one is, what are the mods going to be? I don't know if we'll see a lot of hiddens. I don't think these two teams are going to have many sort of players that are going to want to go hidden over, say, hard rock or hidden hard rock on this.
It's really, really hard to say because you have the likes of Machine and Grand D in particular who really, really love their old maps, but we also saw the German side pop off on AR8 Hidden last week, so you could see anything happen on this kind of map. I think a lot of mods are going to be expected for it though. A lot of mixed mods, most likely. But Hard Rock probably the much more common option.
This map being a Kirby mix, being slightly older, it's pretty awkward. This map's generally characterized by tricky, sort of like spaced bursts, lots of 3-note and 5-note bursts in really awkward shapes. Like very awkward. Some of the shapes in this are just disgusting to aim. There's a bit near the end with triples that go back on themselves, all on approach rate 8, which is not comfortable for many players. Hence why we think Hard Rock is going to be common. But with Hard Rock, low CS.
Generally, a lot of these players are going to struggle if they do play this on AR8, whether it's hidden or no mod. I mean, you got a lot of these modern players who don't really enjoy or particularly play these old maps very well.
Will we see some hiddens? I do see Grandy in there. Can I hope?
It's possible. One thing as well to mention is just that we do have the on-screen actually being the wrong map at the moment. So just bear with us. But it's I believe it's a client-side issue.
Yeah, the next map is going to be Kanojo ga Ichiban Shoujo Monika on Kirby mix. Match point for Germany. And Australia's pick.
So yeah, the mods. They are mod matching right now. One hard rock against one hidden. Okinama and Grand D going for the hidden. Very, very scary time when it comes to a map like this. Dust Ice and Blobby on the other hand are going to have the hard rock challenge.
Early days, but it's essentially, well, 3 almost FCs to 2 almost FCs, including the early Big Death and Dust Dice.
One of these, this map is going to be one of those maps where you expect accuracies all over the place, combos all over the place. Not a very traditional map that these players would play often or enjoy.
No. See some players from Australia struggling on the ACK here. 92, 90, 91 on their side. Machine holding well with his 98 though. He is the highest ACK in the room. But the combos are quite even. Kagami is the only one left with a high combo on the German team. Dummy's combo, they should be bringing it back here.
Kagami dropping for the German side. This gives Australia a bit of breathing room. It's going to go back in their favour. Whoa, as I do say that though, it evens up a little bit.
Still on Machine though. Here come the back and forths though, one of the tougher sections of the map. And there goes Machine, the last FC is gone and his combo advantage in Germany's favour. They have 2 high combos.
Germany also hitting those back and forths. Hello Watcher, Dust Ice. Oh, as I say that though, Dust Ice breaking just before the spinner.
fine because Halawatcher has his back. Halawatcher with the highest combo in the room. And with 100k in advantage as we approach the end here, there's not a massive amount left, no fail potential. That should take this home for the Germans here.
It's unlikely, but we could see some random fail coming in maybe. But yeah, that's going to be Australia out of the tournament. Germany taking that one 7-4. Your predictions were very, very close to.
Almost. It's a rarity, to be honest. But that will be the show. The winner of this match will be Germany, taking it on the Kirby Mix. Halawatcher finishing that one off, but it was the team performance that ended it in the end. And there we go. Which means, sadly, we do say goodbye to Australia in this tournament. They will be going home, but they can take pride in their performance. They have had a very strong run in this tournament. The best ever, I believe, and they can take pride in that. They made that a good match to go out on.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is the furthest that they've come in quite some time.
And they made it a solid run. Some really good matches, of course. I don't think many people that watched that Australia versus Canada match are going to forget that for a while. And their group stage performance was outstanding. I believe they were the best in the groups. They played well.
Yeah, Australia being one of the best teams in the groups. Not only that, but also the very close match